Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Delightfully Chaotic. I'm your host, Tamara. So, hey, I watched Hook last weekend. I love that movie. I was just doing some things around my apartment, tidying up, just doing some things around my apartment, watering my plants. I always have to have some kind of background noise or something playing, music, a movie, something. And so I said, I'm going to watch Hook. I love that movie. My favorite part is when he's done with the training and everything and he's really starving and he smells his food. He goes down to eat the food and there's nothing there. So he had to use his imagination. And before you know it, there was a feast in front of him. I love nostalgia. I love nostalgic movies and shows. It really just takes me to that inner child, that inner teenager. Saturday nights after walking around the mall all day with your friends with no money in your pockets. And your parents pick you up and then you go home and watch Snick and eat pizza. Take me back. Take me back. But yeah, that was last weekend. Didn't really do much last weekend. Just kind of relaxed. What did I do last? I did something. I can't remember what I did on Saturday. It doesn't matter. Somebody shooting? Mm-mm. Today, is Saturday, and earlier today, I helped out my sister. She has an online therapy and counseling service called The Comfort Couch, thecomfortcouch.com, and there was a little festival or event at the high school that she works at as a counselor. So she also was participating in the festival or the event as well. So we just, set up her table, just talked to people, let them know about her business. So I did that earlier in the day. And then I went to the pool afterwards here at my apartment complex. This is my first time in a really long time going to the pool. It's April now. The weather is amazing. In Florida, the weather is just amazing. Everything else is fucked up, but the weather in Florida is top notch recently. So it just felt good to just lay out in the sun and get that vitamin D. I've been trying to get back onto my vitamin D supplements. I'm on day 3 or 4. I've had a bottle of vitamin D supplements in my bathroom cabinet forever. I said, ooh, I'm really bad with being consistent with vitamins and pills and things. I don't know why, but I'm getting back on that. But it just felt good to get that natural vitamin D, just the sun rays, and it was hot, but it wasn't too hot. I just laid there. I was right under a palm tree, and it was just really nice and serene. It was just good to just get out. So yeah, that was pretty much my day. Tomorrow is Sunday. I don't know when I'm going to post this. Probably on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow with this damn podcast. It is what it is. Just hopefully people fuck with it. If they don't, I guess this is like a digital diary kind of thing. So still just talking to myself. But anyway, let me stop. I'm just veering way off track. Yeah, so that was my weekend so far. Tomorrow, I really plan on just staying in, maybe ordering takeout. I really want to get into my shows. Black Mirror is not back, bike. BYKE. Black Mirror is bike. And Issa Rae, I think she's on the first episode. I haven't watched it yet. I'm so excited. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Yeah. Issa Rae is going to be one of the actors in Black Mirror. I'm so excited to see this episode. So this is on thegrill.com. Issa Rae enters the dystopian universe of Black Mirror for its much anticipated 7th season, premiering on Netflix April 10th, 2025. So that came out was today, the 12th, 2 days ago. Ooh, and Black Mirror has been off for 2, 3 years or something. This is his first time coming back in a long time. This is season 7. If you're not into Black Mirror, if you haven't seen it or maybe you've heard of it, this is your sign to watch it. It's really, really good. And it is dystopian. But, it really deals with technology and how society kind of deals with technology. I could be wrong, but that's my perspective of it. And it's eerie and it's very, very dystopian. It's just really cool. It's dope. So yeah, I'll probably watch that tomorrow. Pop me a little edible. Have my snacks on hand, period. Black Mirror. Okay, there's a lot of stuff I kind of wanted to go through. A lot of stuff is happening. I'm trying so hard not to talk about this fuck nugget. Trump. I'm trying so hard not to talk about politics. Trying really, really hard. It's because it's everywhere. Can't escape it. Well, I know what I wanted to talk about. The April 5th protest, the hands-off protest that happened on last Saturday. What was I doing last Saturday? I was doing something. April 5th. Child, I don't know. It don't even matter. Yeah. Apparently, there were also protests in other countries. I think I was just going through YouTube and like looking at a few videos that people talking about it, mostly white people, just recapping what happened. And they were all just so proud to have participated. And that's great, y'all. Congratulations to you. They looked like pretty peaceful protests. No tear gas, no canines, no SWAT, heavily armored and police officer. No police. It looks like it was a protest of that only Black people can dream of, and mainly because there were not that many Black people there at all. I think there were some Black people there, but not many because, like I said, like everybody's been saying, we all stayed home and minded our damn business. I know I did. I still can't remember what I did on Saturday. It was something. But it damn sure wasn't no protests. I don't think there was any protests in Orlando, but major cities, I think, protested. And like I said, mostly white people. And there were a lot of Black people on like TikTok and YouTube. They're like, yo, like I just said, like, there's no cops, there's no violence. If we were out there, even if we were just peacefully protesting as Black people, there would be cops. There would be violence. They would be provoking the Black people to react violently so they can abuse, tear gas. What do you do the thing with the Molotov cocktail, all that shit? They can just wreak havoc on us, incite martial law, whatever the fuck, whatever. And that's true. If you look at the protests, it was peaceful. It wouldn't have been peaceful if Black people were involved. And um, I'm pretty sure that's what they were betting on, a lot of Black people being out there. But apparently, it was a huge turnout in most major cities. And I don't know. I had an article up, but I don't feel like pulling it back up to get the actual like details. Whatever. What do we do now? So we protested, hands off. Okay. What do we do now? That's my question. What do we do now? Planes are crashing everywhere. A helicopter crashed and a plane crash. I want to say just these two incidents. That's all I can kind of see right now as I'm going through different stories. There's a plane crash and there was a helicopter crash. The plane crash was in Boca Raton, I believe. 6 people announced deceased after a helicopter crashes into the Hudson River. All 6 on board in a helicopter crash into the Hudson River have died, a source says. So this particular one, so sad. This was the Siemens executive. So a Siemens executive, along with his wife and young children, were identified as part of the 5 out of 6 deceased aboard a tourist helicopter that crashed into the Hudson River on Thursday, leaving no survivors. So the pilot was a Black man. I believe he was he was a veteran. He was a former, I think they actually put his name on a different post. This is Shade Room. That's so sad. Agustin Escobar, head of Siemens division in Spain and Southwest Europe, was with his wife, Mercy, okay, I apologize, I can't pronounce her name, was with his wife and their 3 children, ages 4, 5, and 11. When the tourist helicopter plunged into the river. The cause of the crash is currently under investigation. Jesus. Somebody put this, I'm going to quote this verbatim because it kind of makes sense. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was further investigation into this. What did this person say? Okay. This man was not just a CEO. He was running Siemens Mobility in Spain, deeply involved with government contracts, infrastructure projects, and high-level corporate moves across Europe. Siemens has long-standing connections to military technology, surveillance systems, smart infrastructure, and global energy networks. When someone with that kind of access dies suddenly in a helicopter crash with their entire family on board, it is not out of line to question the story. This world is built on quiet deals and curated headlines. Accidents happen, but so does strategic silence, was a bar. And it's like there's murmurings. That's not the only person that I've seen kind of like with this kind of, I don't want to say conspiracy theory, but it kind of makes sense. And people are agreeing like this needs to be pinned. It's tragic either way. If there was something more to it, that would be even more just disgusting and just sad. I just pray for the family. I hate to see things like that because you just never know. And I want to see if I can find the name of the Black pilot because they posted that separately. He was a veteran, a war veteran, I believe. Oh, it's just so sad. And you know, it kind of makes me not want to go anywhere. Like I know I'm not alone in that. It makes me not want to travel. I'm supposed to be going to Greece next year. Like, what is it going to be like? I don't know. I can't find this man. So if I can find it later. Oh, and there's also one in Boca Raton. 3 people announced deceased after a small plane crashes in Boca. This is ridiculous. And it looks like it crashed nearby like a huge highway or something. According to the NBC6, the 3 deceased are those who were on board, and one man who was injured was in a vehicle on the ground. His injuries have been described as non-life-threatening. Jesus. The crash took place not too far from Boca Raton Airport and Interstate 95. Flight Trader 24 reports that the flight appeared to be circling in the air as it was turning back around to Boca Raton Airport. Boca Raton Fire and Rescue Chief Michael LaSalle said that crews responded after there were reports of the plane having mechanical issues. This is crazy. Now, mechanical, because the thing that everybody's probably thinking is, oh, with the short, with the control towers and people being laid off and maybe they don't have enough help. But I don't know if that's the case, because with this one, it's saying that it was a mechanical issue. But like, what is going on? What is going on? I pray for their families as well. It's just that's a nightmare. Another nightmare would be having your husband ripped from your family for no entire reason. This man that was deported to El Salvador. Apparently this man was in the United States. He was here legally, so he was an immigrant, but he had all of his paperwork. He did everything the right way, and he still got ripped from the streets. I think they picked him up and kidnapped him after he got off of work. I think that he was in construction. I'm trying to get more information. His name is Kilmer Abrego Garcia. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. The court on Thursday declined to overturn a judge's order requiring the administration to facilitate the return of Kilmer Abrego Garcia. While the justices asked the lower court to clarify the wording, they upheld the judge's approach to ensuring Garcia's case proceeds as it would have been Lord, they don't add these. As it would have been had he not been properly sentenced. Basically, they sent that nigga over there to El Salvador. They said he was a gang member. He was not. Now, there's conflicting stories. I heard that he was leaving, or he was on his way home, but then I also heard that he was taken while his son was with him. So was he picking up his son from somewhere after work? The mother, I believe, had to come and get the son, or maybe they were all together. Either way, his son was there when he was taken. And he also has special needs. I think his son is autistic. I should probably look this up. I know I say I don't like looking shit up. Either way, like, how can this happen? And then Trump's administration was like, oh, yeah, we did do that. Our bad. JK. Now he's saying that he'll comply with the Supreme Court order to return wrongfully deported man. So it's saying that he's going to comply as if he had any other choice. I mean, I guess you could say he didn't have any other choice, but this nigga is literally doing whatever he wants to do anyway. So what if he didn't comply? Then what then? Because he technically should be in handcuffs right now in jail for the other 34 felonies that he committed. So if he didn't comply, what would they have done? What would they have done? Nothing. Thankfully, he did. So hopefully something will happen. I feel like this man will come back to his family. I don't believe that it'll be anytime soon. It might be a situation like the Brittany Griner situation, which is not, of course, the same, but in the respect that she was there for like 9 months in Russia. I think that he'll probably be, I'm praying that I'm wrong, but I do think that he might be there for some time, and I pray that he's safe, and not even just him, but all of these people who were just rounded up and literally kidnapped off the street. Some of them for absolutely no reason. Some of them who are like this man, fully documented and did everything the right way. A lot of people, it's just because they don't agree, just because they might be pro-Palestine, a lot of people are just being swept up off the streets. It's insane. I actually saw an ICE raid last Tuesday in my apartment complex, and I had never seen anything like that before. I had to be nosy, child. I'm coming for the dentist. I'm on my lunch break, kind of. I'm supposed to be home after the dentist, but I'm just riding around, child, with my laptop in my passenger seat. Every 5 minutes, I'm like rubbing the mouse, doing things I have no business doing. Anyway, I came back from the doctor's office and I'm driving through the parking lot going to my building, and to the right of me I see these big dudes, like they're huge. 5 or 6 white dudes with the vests on. They got the helmet. They got the little thing that you bam the door down with. And they're kind of like being like quiet, and they're kind of like sneaking up behind the cars and kind of making their way to the other building, the building that I'm actually passing to get to mine. I'm like, oh shit. I see the rifles, and they're not being aggressive or like they're not rushing. They're just kind of like taking their time to get to the building. There's like unmarked trucks. There's like 3 or 4 huge GMC trucks unmarked. There's a black one, white one, a brown one, and like a gray one. And they were all in this parking lot. There was a marked police car around the corner, like when you first come into my apartment complex. So I guess he was just waiting in the background. But yeah, I was like, ooh, this is exciting. Ooh, yeah. At that point, my laptop had actually died. So I was supposed to be going into the house and, charging it really quick so I can like get back to work. But I was like, nah, let me call my mama real quick. Because you got to call your mama. I was like, it's an ice raid going on right now. She's like, ooh, let me know. So she's on the phone with me, and I'm trying to be like inconspicuous. I don't want them to see me watching them. Like, and she was like, so what? They can't do nothing. They're out there. So what? I hear them yelling, I guess trying to get the man to open the door. And it's just kind of exciting, but then it's kind of sad at the same time because, this man could have been a criminal. I don't know. But a lot of immigrants, they come over here to have a better life for them and their family. They come over here to work and send money back home to their families. And they just want to be left alone. There are rapists homegrown in America. There are rapists homegrown in America. There are child killers and mass shooters homegrown in America. And most of them are not, most of them are white. Most of them are white men, angry white men, who commit these crimes. And the person who's committing most of the crimes that he's accusing these people of committing is the president of the United States. He's acting as the president of the United States. Let me put it that way. The main nigga that's doing crimes and raping and exploiting and just the most nastiest human being on earth is acting as the president, and at the same time saying, get these illegal immigrants out of here. They're raping, they're pillaging, they're killing people, they're committing senseless crime. No, they're not. Crime is not tied to just one race, one ethnicity, one whatever, like one country. It's criminals come in all shapes, sizes, and everybody knows this. Like, even when I'm saying I'm getting pissed off, it took about 30 minutes, I ain't gonna lie, for them to get this nigga out of this house. I don't know if he was talking to his family. I don't know what it was. I'm trying to still be nosy. There's a huge lake in the middle of my apartment complex, right? So I said, let me just go ahead and act like I'm walking around the lake so I can see what's going on. So I'm walking by the building that they're in, and I'm like, okay, there's 2 of them outside, kind of like standing around. So I'm like, let me walk by them and see what they talk about. I was being so damn nosy. It made no sense. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to be back on the clock. I don't care. I'm on the phone with my mama still. I'm like, okay, they're still here. They're still here. 30 minutes almost it took for them to bring this nigga outside. And he still ain't had no shirt on. They didn't even let him put a shirt on. Handcuffed. I was like, oh man. It was kind of sad. It really was. I don't really know. I guess I know where I stand on the immigrant thing. I don't feel no type of way about it. I'm not offended. I'm not afraid of immigrants being here. Like I said, there's criminals of anyone can be a criminal. We all know this, and we all know the real reason why he's doing this, because he's not doing this for European immigrants. He's not. We already know why he's doing this. But it's insane to me. That was kind of sad. And they were just talking to him. They didn't rush. It wasn't violent. Like I thought it would have been violent, tackling him to the ground and all of that. And maybe they did that inside the house. I don't know. But they just brought him out, and I finally was like, let me go back inside and do my work. And I saw them just talking to him. They were kind of leaning on the cars, and they had all took their equipment off. They took their helmets off, and they just put him in the car, put him in the truck, all their equipment, the guns, put everything back up. And these niggas were stacked. They looked like the SWAT team. Like, they looked like ripped, like the guys you see on TV. Anyway, I said all that to say that was my first ice raid that I've witnessed. I don't really want to see anymore. Unfortunately, I do live in a pretty urban area. Urban, is that the right word? The neighborhood that I live in, the complex I live in, there's a lot of Spanish speaking, Portuguese speaking, Brazilian. Like, there's a lot of people here who, are immigrants. Some of them might be legally documented and some of them might not be. Hopefully I don't see any more ICE raids. That was just, I kind of feel bad for being excited about it, but at the end of the day, I didn't really want to go back to work. That's what it really was. So yeah, this sucks. I pray that this man comes back from El Salvador unharmed, and also the other many others that were kidnapped and taken away from their families. I pray for their safe return, and that all of this can be rectified somehow, and this man can just be stopped somehow. Somebody has to stop him. It doesn't make any sense. Let me see if there's any other depressing news, because I don't know. I don't want to talk about this. So there's this challenge. I don't know how long it's been going on. I don't know if it's on TikTok, whatever, but I've been seeing women. It's really cute. Like, they do these cute videos where they're doing like a little dance or whatever to, I think it's a Jacquees, how you say that name? Jacquees song. 21 with no kids challenge. That's what I call it, because I don't know what else to freaking call it. But they're dancing, and they'll put their age, like somebody said 36, no kids, and she's dancing with her dog. But it's like fun, it's upbeat, it's just something fun, silly, women who might not have kids or might have kids, but I think one girl said she's 38 with no infants and no something something. But at the end of the day, but we can't do nothing. We cannot outwardly be happily single and childless without a man saying something about, oh, that lonely club is blah blah blah, and the lonely. I just thought it was so funny and so annoying. Like, why are niggas like this? I'm looking in the comments of this one particular woman. Again, cute video, nothing harmful about it. And there's so many men in their fifis about women just being happy about being single and childless. Like, I don't understand how you have so much hate and vitriol for someone just being happy, being themselves and being by themselves and being in their solitude and just not having like a huge responsibility, like taking care of a whole nother nigga. Like, nobody wants to do that shit. Like, not everybody wants to do that shit. Let me just correct myself. And those who do, that's your choice. That's why we have free will. But these niggas, they get upset over everything. They get in their fifis over everything. Like, they really want women to be like those 90s sitcoms, like Living Single, and I love me some Living Single, okay? I will watch those reruns back to back to back. But like, they always kind of made women seem so desperate. Like, oh, we gotta get a date. We gotta find a date. We're gonna go on a date. And it's like, women aren't, in the real world, not all women center men in that way. Like, and families in that way. Like, a lot of women just want to get to know themselves in their solitude and really be comfortable in their solitude, to where they get to a point where if they do find, that person, and they take it one step further, want to have a kid with that person, they already know what life is like in their own space. So they love themselves in their own solitude, in their own totality, and then they can also, love themselves in a relationship. I don't know what I'm talking about. In my mind, it sounds like it's coming out right. What I'm trying to say is, men really seem to hate seeing a happy woman that's alone. They can't wrap their heads around a happy woman being alone, because it's like they've been spoon fed this idea and this narrative that women need a man. Like, all women need men. And I don't necessarily believe that. I don't believe that all women need men. I don't believe that all men need women. Yes, companionship is nice, but it's not the end all be all. You know what I mean? I take long breaks in between relationships. I haven't been in a relationship since 2019. And that's fine. Like, it's okay to be alone until you don't want to be anymore. And if you wake up one day and you're like 75, 80 years old, and you're like, damn, I guess I missed the damn boat, then hey, cry your tears and, try to live out the rest of your life the best you can. How is it anybody else's fucking business? How you want to live your life? Hopefully I'll find that person. But if I don't, I know that I'm not going to be crying in a corner alone and just like, woe is me, because I love my solitude. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I love my independence and I love my freedom. I love coming home and not feeling obligated to speak to someone because it's the polite thing to do. Of course, I wouldn't come home and not speak to someone. That's rude. But like, I don't have to do that because I have my own space. I don't have to wake up on Saturday mornings early and fix anybody no damn cereal. I don't have to take care of anyone else but myself. I don't know. I just need y'all niggas to do better. It's okay. They were just spoon fed this narrative that all women want a man. They all want a man to put a baby in them, and they're gonna be lonely and they get, like I said with the trick daddy thing last time, like women get old and their value goes down the older they get, and we can do. They're counting on always having the option of having a woman being desperate and tripping and falling over them because they were always taught that you're the prize, you're the one that gets to decide if you get married or not because you're the one that has to ask the woman if they want to marry you. Da, da, da. Like the way that little boys are socialized to go out there into the world and find a partner, and it's so different from how girls are socialized. We're spoon fed the whole, you gotta be, demure and be careful with who you associate with and who make sure you're not sleeping around so you can find a good man and a good husband. And it's like, who the fuck cares? Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel like I might edit this out. If you're out there somewhere and you're listening to this and I'm making sense to you, can you just comment or something somehow? Because I don't feel like I'm making sense. I've been high all day, and it's coming down. Is dissipating, if that's the right word. That event I went to earlier, I took a edible at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I've been flying high all day. I was toasted like all day, so it's probably just a little bit of the remnants of that. At the end of the day, niggas, y'all need to get out of y'all feelings. Get out your feelings. You can't take it that women are happy being alone, and that's a you problem. They be so pressed. Ugh, shut up. Ugh, a little bit of joy after the mess. There's a super cute photo on that I saw last week on Instagram. This black woman, she took a picture of her kids in front of the Capitol, and I guess it's cherry blossom season in DC. And so she posted a photo bomb. Obama and his his security service, what do they call them niggas? Secret Service agent. Photo bombed the adorable little picture. Her kids are so cute. And they're right behind. So cute. It's the perfect picture. So apparently she had a photographer out there taking pictures of her kids. And this is the caption that she put on the picture. Portia is her handle. Look who strolled by in our picture for our family cherry blossom photo shoot. Story time. It's the kids' turn to take a photo together, and Damien is saying something to me. I guess that's her husband. I'm just focused on Preston not running towards the water. After that shoot was done, I pick up Preston, her son, and ask Damien, I guess her husband, what are you saying? He goes, that was President Obama who just walked by, and looks his direction. I was like, what? I ran to the photographer and asked her if she got the picture. She scrolls through and boom, there it is. The perfect shot. This story is one to remember, and the picture is a family heirloom, literally. And nope, we did not bother him on his much needed peaceful stroll. So Obama reposted in his story. Oh, this is so adorable. Oh, that's the perfect picture. And you better frame that. You better frame that picture and put it in your damn house. Those kids are going to have that, and they're going to be able to tell their kids and their kids' because Obama is always going to be a thing. Please trust and believe. And he put in the caption of his story, Preston and Belle, I hope you enjoyed Peak Bloom. My bad for stepping into the shot. My God, come back, please. If this nigga thinks he can run a third term, I feel like you can too. He said, no, I'm good. Y'all got it. I can just imagine what him and his wife are thinking just watching all of this. A lot of people kind of have, things to say about how he's going about, I guess the things that he's saying in interviews about Trump. I think he said something like, if I was doing all of this and blah, 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 which is true, he wouldn't have been able to get away with all this shit. But people are always going to have a problem with him. I mean, he's always good by book. And that picture is so adorable. It's on Shade Room. Well, also a little bit, some more Black Joy, some more happy times. I saw Plies brought out Keith Sweat to the Millennium Tour. I didn't know Plies was at the Millennium Tour in Atlanta. He brought out Keith Sweat. He said, "Who said the YNs don't love Keith Sweat?" He got the biggest reaction at the Millennium Tour when Plies brought him out. That was the Shade Room. Never mind. But Plies said, "Atlanta, I'm forever grateful. Last night was beyond special. I'm forever indebted." So YNs, first of all, Keith Sweat is not for YNs. He's for us millennials and Gen X, a little bit of the boomers. So my mom used to listen to him on Saturdays when that music started to blast and get up and sweep something. Sweep, like act like you cleaning up something, right? Keith Sweat was like peak clean the house on Saturday music. Keith Sweat, Luther Vandross, Anita Baker. But yeah, the whole crowd is going crazy. I think he's singing Make It Last Forever. I'm not sure. Let me see. I don't know what he's singing shit. But yeah, he still sounds good. I don't know the name of that song. Come on, Keith Sweat. You know what, Keith Sweat? He been performing forever. I saw him doing a little whine. I said, "Come on, hips." He been performing. Like, do he ever take a break? God, dog. Every time I'm on this app, I see him either on Facebook or on Instagram or something performing somewhere. I know that's right. And I think he was also a songwriter too. So he got that coin. I loved it. It was just so Black watching the whole crowd and then looking at the comments. I love when artists like this get their flowers and get their recognition from the younger, I guess, generation. I mean, millennial and Gen X isn't really too far apart, I don't believe. I don't know. But I love that. But he's like, I think Keith Sweat is like in his early 60s. That made me smile. That made me smile real hard. Smiling all at the phone. I don't really have anything else that I want to talk about. This might be a little short little episode. Oh, crime. This is the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. So I wasn't like a huge Crime Mob fan. Really didn't care. I was young. I didn't care. It was the songs in the club banged, and that's all I knew. But I didn't know this might be a complete rumor because it said allegedly. Crime Mob allegedly broke up because of a prank involving a Michael Jackson guest verse on Nuck If You Buck. Who in this group believed that Michael Jackson was going to feature on their song Nuck If You Buck? How was this a real thing that caused them to break up? I could read the article. I don't really want to. I just thought it was ridiculous. According to Princess from Crime Mob, the group's end involved Six Flags, Michael Jackson, and Jackson's chimpanzee Bubbles. Now I gotta read this shit. It is possible to. Child, you lying. Child. She said, Princess says, "Me and my brother went to Six Flags. We came home, we called Diamond and told her we saw Michael Jackson at Six Flags and that Michael Jackson wants to get on Nuck If You Buck. That he just left our house and she needs to come and listen." So that's clearly a joke. So who took it seriously? So she was just joking, right? Because the reason why she brought this up is because the interviewer asked her, what could you have done wrong to separate the group? And I guess she's saying, I guess that's what I lied about Michael Jackson. What? Don't make me read this article. Okay, so they went to Six Flags and she said she told Diamond that they saw Michael Jackson. This is per thegrill.com. The very thought of Michael Jackson wanting to drop a verse on Nuck If You Buck is the kind of sliding door moment that I think everybody who has ever loved music would have loved to experience for the culture. Of course, but why would he do that? Where would he even fight? I'm sure AI and the internet will bring this to life, but wow, what a possibility. Princess recalled Diamond's reaction to the prank. So it was a prank. Okay, so why would she take... She ran all the way from her house to ours and she believed us and it hurt her. You are lying to me because what? Ma'am, why did you believe that? And that really broke their group up. They weren't meant to last anyway, if that's what it took. Girl, Diamond, no. Girl, and the monkey did some ad libs, said Princess of Jackson's pet monkey. What is going on? Bye. 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 It's 41 minutes. Child, I'm gonna leave it at that. What am I about to do? So yeah, I'm done talking. I'm tired. I'm gonna try to enjoy the rest of my night. Just wanted to get on here and rant and rave and talk my foolishness. So yeah, thank you for listening. If I have anything to talk about next week, I guess I'll come back on next week. I'm trying to post more on my YouTube channel, so I'm going to leave the description in the show notes, if you like to. I'm kind of boring, but I'm trying not to be. So, check me out. Okay, bye.